This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
If you overestimated your income, you might get a refund back, but if you underestimated your income, you could pay a penalty.
Which is the case with all tax returns, right? But experts say the Affordable Care Act actually complicates the formula, and a lot of people are being caught off guard. Money Watch tops this edition of Channel 2 News at 5:30. Good evening, everybody. I'm Wendy DeMonte. Kristen is off tonight. Thank you for staying with us. Well, Aaron Breen talked to the experts about that today and has details for us from the newsroom. Hey, Aaron, what'd you find out?
Okay, well, Wendy, it's estimated that 45% of those filing tax returns this year will see impacts from the ACA. Now, if you get your health insurance through work, you won't see any impacts. But if you went through the state marketplace, there are a number of things you need to know. In fact, the ACA is a focus for tax preparers this year. And here at H&R Block, they are ready for your questions. They did 5,400 returns last year in this office alone. And they say that they're factoring the ACA subsidies into more and more returns this year.
It makes the tax return a little bit more complicated, but our systems allow it an easy and simple process. It just takes a little bit more time to ask the appropriate questions and make sure we're getting all the correct information for the tax return.
She says a lot of people have chosen just not to get any health insurance at all.
The biggest problem that people run into is that they didn't realize exactly how the penalty was going to affect them. They thought it was only going to be $95. It's $95 or 1% of your total income, whichever is greater.
Which can really add up.
One guy thought he was paying $95, but him and his wife both worked, and he owed, it was closer to $600 in the penalty than the $95.
And let's say you get insurance through the ACA, you have a job and you get a raise. That can actually cost you on your return, because if you got subsidies and your income goes up, you may have to pay those subsidies back. So here's what they say you need to get started.
You would need your W-2s. If you wanted to come in right now and you didn't have your W-2s, your last paycheck stub, we could get it started. The marketplace is starting to send out what's called 1095As, which shows how much you paid and how much your subsidy was. You'd need to bring that in with you, and anything else, social security numbers, your child's names, dates of birth, socials, all the information that would be pertinent to your tax return.
And those penalties are going up every year. For instance, the original $95 per person penalty, that was the first year, went to $325. That'll be for the year 2015, and it will be as high as $695 per person, they tell me, in 2016. But let me end on some good news here. Once you file your return, if you are going to be getting a refund back, you should get it within 21 days. Covering Money Watch, Aaron Breen, Channel 2 News.
That's some good news. Okay, Aaron, thank you. And the White House has made changes to its healthcare.gov website following an Associated Press report that the website was sending out personal information to private companies that sell ads. Administration officials at first defended the practice, saying the outside companies only use the data to analyze the workings of healthcare.gov and make improvements for consumers, but then later made the changes after lawmakers and privacy advocates called for those changes. The White House has yet to comment on the reversal.